This is Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Praha. 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 This is Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Praha.
Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's April 4th,
So that's why I'm telling you,
2023.
I don't give a fuck, no, I don't give a fuck about you.
Staring at the ceiling up above, which
Разольется по венам моя любовь, твое сердце согреет моя весна. Разольется любовь не напрасно, разольется.
Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Praha. This is Radio Free Europe.
Oh, in this house tonight, I ain't going out to travel.
Telling me we gotta talk, that you can't go on holding it inside. No, it is.
Nice little program. You can get it for, it's radio, what's it called? Radio.garden. And it's also available on, cell phones. And of course it would work on, Chrome or what have you, Chrome operating systems and that kind of stuff. Nice program. Wish I'd had something like that back in the old days when I was a shortwave listener. Yeah. Had to buy a copy of the World Radio Handbook every year. Darlene's making a hamburger for her and for me, from a frozen patty. And it should be ready here pretty quick. This is my Chrome, operating system here. I don't use it very often. It needs more storage in it because I keep getting a message, of need more disk space or something. So I need to get into it, I guess, and look at it. Back, I don't know, a few years ago, or whatever, I did this radio garden. Let's see. Is that what it's called? Yeah, radio.garden. I did it on a Sunday morning here in the United States, and it was interesting, because as I moved from small town to small town, throughout Texas and the South or whatever, whatever, they had a whole bunch of religious programming going on because it was Sunday morning. You can get a pretty good idea about, the United States or whatever by using Radio Garden. Don't know if you can hear the speaker in the background. That's number 23 Fort Worth Fire Department. They're out on the street, and then we're inside this apartment complex. Now, the fire department and the police department and whatever in Fort Worth and in other cities, a lot of that is coded. And you can't, copy it anymore. So, those were the good old days. One time before, an International Telecommunications Union in Geneva, Switzerland, that they do every, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or whatever. Each country is supposed to report in, things. And so I was picked as one of the people who would report, and I was given the phone number of the FCC monitoring station in Grand Island, Nebraska. And so I think I only called in. I think I reported a few things, but I picked up a Spanish counting station. There's a long story about those on YouTube. You'll find them in other places too. And that was interesting. I called in, they answered. I said, I got a Spanish counting station on such and such a frequency, and I heard them, the guy turning the dials and stuff. Then I could hear, I could hear the Spanish counting station in the background. I turned mine down, of course. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I miss the old bulletin board days. I miss the old shortwave radio days. Things change. The good old days. There's a book out. I don't know, where is it? It's here someplace. I have it someplace. That covers, shortwave radio from, I don't know. It covers shortwave radio. And other, shortwave radio. And I mentioned, 5, 6 times in there. And then there's a few times that things are mentioned that I was responsible for doing, and they didn't give me credit, but that's fine. Anyway, I've got the memories. Thank you for watching.